In life, we often face moments where the world seems to be against us. The feeling of defeat, especially when it comes to academics, can be overwhelming. But it's in these moments that the greatest comebacks are born. There's a certain thrill, an unparalleled sense of accomplishment that comes with overcoming adversity and rising from your lowest point. This is the story of one such comeback, a story that many of us can relate to, especially students who faced academic challenges. When I was in middle school, I thought I had everything figured out. From 6th to 8th grade, I was one of the best students in my school, consistently topping my class. It gave me a sense of pride, perhaps too much pride. I started to believe that nothing could go wrong, that my intelligence was enough to carry me through any challenge. But that overconfidence became my downfall. By the time I reached the 9th grade, I had stopped putting in the same effort. I didn't pay attention in tuition classes, often skipping lessons, thinking I knew more than my teachers. But when the results came out, reality hit me hard. My scores were far below what I had expected, far below what I was capable of achieving. The disappointment wasn't just mine. My father was devastated. I remember the day he took me straight from the parent-teacher meeting to my tuition teacher, demanding an explanation. The guilt I felt in that moment was overwhelming. I had let him down, and more importantly, I had let myself down. It was in that moment that I made a promise to myself. I would never allow my parents to feel ashamed of my performance again. That day, I made a vow to work harder than I ever had before. The power of a turning point, from guilt to determination. Turning points often come at the most unexpected moments. For me, it was the day I saw the disappointment in my father's eyes. It was a wake-up call, one that pushed me to set aside my arrogance and face the reality that success requires consistent effort, not just talent. When I entered the 10th grade, I was a changed person. I immersed myself in my studies, leaving no room for distractions. Every waking moment was spent working toward one goal: to be the best again. And it worked. I topped my school once more, regained the respect of my teachers and peers, and saw my picture published in the local newspaper. The sense of redemption was exhilarating. But as life would have it, the challenges didn't stop there. Success in one grade didn't mean smooth sailing in the next. My father decided to send me to Kota for further studies, a place known for its intense academic environment, where only the best survived. It was here that I faced some of the toughest moments of my academic journey. Kota, a dark phase of struggle and sacrifice. Kota was a place that tested every ounce of my resolve. It was a pressure cooker of competition, where the brightest minds from across the country came to secure a place in the prestigious IITs. The environment was cutthroat, and the expectations were sky high. But I was determined. I had already overcome one setback, and I wasn't about to let this one break me. My study routine in Kota was nothing short of extreme. My friend and I would compete to see who could stay up the longest, who could push through the fatigue and study until the early hours of the morning. We used to apply pain relief balm on our temples to stay awake, battling sleep as we pored over textbooks. There were nights when we didn't sleep at all, going straight from our study sessions to breakfast, only to catch a brief nap before diving back into the books. Looking back, those were some of the most intense, and perhaps reckless, years of my life. The physical toll it took on us was immense, but in our minds, it was necessary. We believed that hard work, no matter how grueling, would eventually pay off, but the results weren't what I had hoped for. Despite all the effort, I didn't make it into IIT. It was a bitter pill to swallow. For someone who had put everything into achieving that goal, falling short felt like failure all over again. The lesson in failure: finding success in unexpected places. Here's the thing about failure: it's never the end of the story. While I didn't get into IIT, I did secure a spot at IIIT, another highly respected institute. And as life unfolded, I realized that this was a blessing in disguise. Sometimes, the path you think you're meant to take isn't the one that leads you to success. What matters most is the effort you put in and the lessons you learn along the way. Today, I look back at my time in Kota with a sense of pride, not because of the rank or the results, but because of the person I became through that experience. I learned that hard work, even when it doesn't lead to the outcome you expect, is never wasted. The skills, discipline, and resilience you build along the way are what truly matter. In fact, many of the friends who did get into IITs haven't achieved as much in their careers as I have. Not because they aren't talented, but because success is about so much more than just academic scores. Your biggest comeback, it's never too late to start over. If there's one thing I want every student to take away from this story, it's that your biggest academic comeback is always within reach. It doesn't matter how much time you've wasted, how many mistakes you've made, or how far behind you think you are. The moment you decide to change, to put in the effort, and to focus on your goals, you can turn everything around. Forget the past. Forget the mistakes. What matters is what you do from this moment forward. Whether you're in the 10th grade, the 12th grade, or even in college, it's never too late to make your comeback. All it takes is a shift in mindset, a commitment to hard work, and the belief that you can do it. I'm not asking you to just try. I'm telling you that you must make this your turning point. This is your moment to prove to yourself, to your family, and to the world that you're capable of greatness. There's no room for half-hearted effort here. This is your time to push harder than you've ever pushed before. To study like your future depends on it, because it does. The path forward, commitment, discipline, and consistency. So how do you make this comeback? It starts with commitment. You have to be fully committed to your goal, with no room for doubt. Once you've made that decision, the next step is discipline. Success doesn't come overnight, and it doesn't come without sacrifice. You'll need to put in long hours, stay focused, and resist the distractions that pull you away from your studies. But discipline alone isn't enough. You also need consistency. It's not about how hard you work on one day. It's about how consistently you put in the effort, day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress, even when the results aren't immediate. Trust the process. Every hour you invest in your studies is building towards something bigger, something that will pay off in ways you can't yet see. The journey is yours to take. As I conclude this story, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Ask yourself, are you ready to make your biggest comeback? Are you ready to put in the effort, the time, and the dedication needed to turn your academic life around? The path won't be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like giving up. But if you stay the course, if you keep pushing forward, you will emerge stronger, smarter, and more capable than ever before. This is your time. Your comeback story starts now.